Hunting king crabs in complete darkness, a fierce battle against nature. During winter, the Arctic is not only a land of extreme cold, but also one of endless darkness. When the sun does not rise for days, or even weeks, the ocean is engulfed in an unbroken night, pushing both humans and machinery to their limits. Amid freezing temperatures and raging waves, fishermen hunting for king crabs must fight not only against the harsh forces of nature, but also against their own psychological and physical endurance. King crabs are among the most valuable seafood in the world, but bringing them up from the deep sea is a perilous journey. In conditions of complete darkness, factors such as workplace safety, fishermen's mental resilience, and the behavior of the crabs become critical concerns. Is the lighting system on the fishing vessels sufficient to ensure safety? What challenges do fishermen have to face? And does the continuous darkness affect the behavior of king crabs? The Arctic night, a struggle for survival. The Arctic is not only infamous for its bone-chilling cold, but also for its long polar nights, where the sun does not rise for weeks at a time. When natural light disappears, the entire world is swallowed by a thick, freezing, and eerie darkness. This is not just an ordinary night. It is absolute, unrelenting darkness, where king crab fishermen must battle against biting cold, hurricane-force winds, and relentless dangers lurking in the deep ocean. Extreme cold, the invisible enemy. The freezing air wraps around the body like invisible knives. When temperatures drop below -40 degrees Celsius -40 degrees Fahrenheit, everything on the vessel freezes within minutes. Steel cables become rigid, fishing nets grow heavy with ice, and cranes and machinery freeze solid, making them difficult to operate. Fishermen must wear thick gloves to prevent frostbite, but these reduce dexterity, making even the simplest tasks a challenge. One moment of carelessness, and their fingers could permanently lose sensation. Limited visibility, darkness that swallows everything. Without natural light, even the most powerful floodlights cannot fully pierce through the thick, suffocating darkness at sea. In heavy fog and blizzards, light scatters unpredictably, creating an almost impenetrable white wall in front of the fishermen. Massive icebergs lurk in the mist, posing an ever-present threat. A single miscalculation could send a vessel crashing into ice, with disastrous consequences. Rough seas and slippery ice, every step is a gamble. The ship's deck is constantly covered in a thick layer of ice, turning every movement into a game of chance. A single misstep could send a fisherman slamming onto the rock-hard deck, or worse, falling into the freezing ocean. When a body hits near freezing water, it takes less than a minute for cold shock to set in, leading to loss of control. Within just a few minutes, death is inevitable. Unexpected blizzards, nature's wrath unleashed. Arctic winds can reach speeds of 100 kilometers per hour, 62 miles per hour, strong enough to sweep away anything not securely fastened. The wind chill drops temperatures to dangerously low levels, and a single breath turns to ice instantly. Standing firm on deck during a storm is nearly impossible, as every powerful gust of wind can knock a person overboard at any moment. Blizzards also erase visibility and disrupt communication between crew members, making fishing operations even more dangerous. Mechanical failures. Everything can collapse at any moment. In complete darkness and freezing temperatures, machines do not function smoothly. Engines can fail as fuel thickens and freezes, steel cables can snap due to extreme cold, and fishing nets can tear under the weight of ice. Any repair attempt in these conditions is a desperate race against time. If the vessel loses mobility or protection, it could become trapped in the middle of the ocean, where rescue is nearly impossible. Each day drifting on the Arctic seas is a battle between life and death. Fishermen must not only confront the raging ocean, but also endure extreme physical and psychological hardships. These brutal working conditions are not for the faint of heart. Only the bravest and toughest individuals can withstand the Arctic's fury and continue their perilous hunt for the prized king crab. Imminent danger when darkness takes over. The Arctic Ocean in winter is one of the most dangerous places on Earth. Not only is it brutally cold, but it is also engulfed in endless darkness, making every operation far more hazardous. Fishermen must face countless risks, where even a small mistake could cost them their lives. Disorientation, when even a compass becomes useless. Without sunlight for guidance, the crew must rely entirely on GPS and radar to navigate. However, in severe weather conditions, such as heavy fog, dense snowstorms, or extreme blizzards, even the most advanced technology can fail or become disrupted. Satellite signals may be affected by unstable magnetic fields in the polar regions, causing vessels to unknowingly drift off course. A small navigation error could result in the ship becoming trapped among icebergs or drifting into dangerous waters, where no rescue team can reach in time. The killing cold, a silent assassin. In temperatures below -40 degrees Celsius -40 degrees Fahrenheit, there is absolutely no room for mistakes. The cold does not just lower body temperature rapidly, it weakens the body to a dangerously fragile state. If a crew member falls into the freezing water, the extreme cold causes their lungs to contract immediately, making it impossible to breathe. Within 30 seconds, they lose consciousness due to cold shock. Within 5 to 10 minutes, they will die from hypothermia if not rescued immediately. Even while standing on deck, the freezing wind can cause severe frostbite, leading to loss of sensation in limbs, work-related accidents, or even tissue necrosis if left untreated. The impact of massive waves, walls of water towering over ships. Waves in the Arctic Ocean are not gentle ripples. They are towering walls of water, sometimes reaching over 10 meters, 32 feet, as high as a 3-story building. When powerful storms rage across the ocean, these giant waves can smash through bridge windows, destroy ship equipment, or, worse, flood the deck, destabilizing the entire vessel. A ship caught in these waves may lose control and be swallowed by the freezing sea before sending out a distress signal. Any crew members working on deck without securing themselves can be swept overboard, disappearing into the icy darkness, never to be seen again. Unpredictable blizzards, nature's fury striking without warning. In the Arctic, blizzards are unlike any other weather event. They bring not only hurricane-force winds reaching 100 kilometers per hour, 62 miles per hour, but also dense snow that reduces visibility to just a few meters. In these conditions, fishermen are practically blind, unable to see their fellow crew members, differentiate directions, or react quickly in an emergency. When a blizzard engulfs the deck, it can cause the ship's surface to freeze rapidly, increasing the risk of slipping and falling. If a fisherman fails to return to the safety of the cabin in time, they can be blown away by the wind, vanishing into the storm without a trace. Slippery ice, a deadly trap. When seawater splashes onto the deck and instantly freezes, every step becomes a life-threatening gamble. A single misstep can cause a crew member to hit their head on solid metal equipment or, even worse, fall overboard into the frigid ocean. In such harsh conditions, not even the fastest response from fellow crew members can guarantee a successful rescue. Even with anti-slip boots, moving across an ice-covered deck demands absolute caution. One wrong step could be the last. Frozen and malfunctioning equipment. When machinery surrenders to nature. In extreme cold, engine oil thickens and freezes, causing machinery to slow down or fail completely. Steel cables become brittle, breaking suddenly while hauling up crab traps. Hydraulic systems freeze, making it nearly impossible to operate cranes or fishing nets. If any technical failure occurs in complete darkness and sub-zero temperatures, repairing it is nearly impossible. A ship stranded in the Arctic Ocean due to mechanical failure may be trapped for days without rescue, turning a simple breakdown into a potential disaster. Working in the Arctic's perpetual darkness is not just a job, it is a deadly battle against nature. Every day at sea is a fight against unpredictable dangers, where even the smallest mistake can lead to death. Only those with unshakable courage and a will of steel can endure the brutal conditions aboard king crab fishing vessels, where the thin line between life and death can be crossed in a single moment of misfortune. Changes in king crab behavior. What's different? King crabs are well adapted to the dark depths of the ocean, but that does not mean they remain unaffected by prolonged darkness. The endless night of the Arctic winter, combined with freezing temperatures, can significantly alter their behavior, making them even more challenging to catch. Slower movement. When cold slows life down, as cold-blooded creatures, king crabs' metabolic rates are entirely dependent on the surrounding water temperature. When the ocean becomes colder in winter, especially during continuous darkness, their bodies slow down to conserve energy. As a result, they move more sluggishly, remain stationary on the seafloor, and become harder to locate. Additionally, their reduced movement means fewer crabs actively wander into traps, lowering the efficiency of the catch. More cautious and hidden, reacting to artificial light. In the deep, dark waters, where natural light never reaches, king crabs have evolved to thrive in near-total darkness. However, when exposed to artificial light from fishing vessels, they may respond defensively. Some crabs instinctively avoid the light, perceiving it as a potential threat. This causes them to retreat deeper into rocky crevices, coral shelters, or burrow into the seabed, making them even harder to track and capture. Shifting locations, seasonal migration patterns. Research suggests that during harsh Arctic winters, king crabs may relocate to areas less affected by freezing currents. They tend to move into deeper waters, where temperatures remain more stable compared to shallow areas that are more vulnerable to ice formation. This forces fishermen to constantly change their fishing grounds, adapt their strategies, and even conduct extensive scouting missions to find new hotspots. Changes in feeding habits. When food becomes scarce, the brutal winter months drastically reduce the availability of small fish, crustaceans, and plankton, which form the primary diet of king crabs. This results in two distinct behaviors. Some crabs become more aggressive, actively competing for scarce food, while others slow down their metabolism, moving and eating less to survive. Reduced feeding activity means fewer crabs wandering into traps, further decreasing the chances of a successful catch. Ocean currents. When water movement determines crab populations, seasonal shifts in ocean currents can redirect many marine species, including king crabs. If currents become stronger than usual, they may push crab populations into deeper, more remote areas, or even carry them outside traditional fishing zones. This unpredictability makes it harder to pinpoint crab colonies, leading to economic losses when familiar fishing areas suddenly become empty. The unpredictable changes in king crab behavior due to extended darkness and extreme cold create major challenges for fishermen. To stay ahead, they must adapt to the harsh weather while continuously modifying their fishing techniques. Successfully catching king crabs under these conditions requires not only experience and skill, but also advanced technology to track, locate, and trap these elusive creatures more effectively. Technological support. Is it safe enough? Despite being equipped with modern technology, king crab fishing vessels still face tremendous challenges in the harsh Arctic conditions. While advanced equipment has significantly improved survival rates and operational efficiency, it still has limitations that cannot be completely overcome. High-powered floodlights, illuminating the endless night. Fishing vessels are equipped with powerful floodlights to illuminate the deck and surrounding waters. However, artificial lighting cannot fully replace natural sunlight. In dense fog, blizzards, or ice storms, light is scattered, significantly reducing visibility. Moreover, bright lights reflecting off the ice can cause glare, making it difficult for crew members to see clearly and operate machinery safely. Radar and sonar. The ship's eyes in the darkness. Radar and sonar play a crucial role in detecting underwater obstacles, from icebergs to king crab populations. However, under extreme weather conditions, such as strong winds that cause rough seas or blizzards that interfere with signals, these systems may lose accuracy or become unreliable. A small radar malfunction could lead to the vessel going off course or colliding with hidden ice masses, resulting in catastrophic consequences. Specialized protective gear, a shield for fishermen. To withstand freezing temperatures and harsh weather, fishermen wear specialized protective clothing. These suits are designed with high-performance insulation to retain body heat, but they have drawbacks. They are heavy and restrict movement, making it difficult to operate cranes, nets, and other equipment. Thermal gloves protect against frostbite, but they also reduce dexterity, making tasks like tying ropes, pulling nets, or handling machinery more difficult. Anti-slip boots are designed to minimize the risk of falling on the icy deck, but they do not eliminate the danger entirely, as the deck remains extremely slippery when covered in ice. Heating systems and anti-freezing measures. The battle against the cold. Fishing vessels are equipped with heating systems to keep the cabins warm and prevent equipment from freezing. However, when temperatures drop below -40 degrees Celsius -40 degrees Fahrenheit, even the most advanced heating systems struggle to maintain a safe temperature. Engines and hydraulic systems can freeze, reducing efficiency or even rendering the ship inoperable. Water pipes may freeze, disrupting the supply of fresh water needed for the crew. Satellite navigation systems. When technology has limits, GPS and satellite navigation systems are essential tools for determining location and ensuring safe navigation. However, during powerful storms or in areas with unstable magnetic fields near the poles, signals can become disrupted or unreliable. This means that captains must rely more on experience and manual navigation skills, especially when operating in low visibility conditions. Communication systems, the lifeline in the vast ocean. Satellite communication systems allow crew members to stay in contact with land and other vessels. However, during strong blizzards or high winds, signals may become interrupted for hours or even days. This not only makes it difficult to receive instructions from coordination centers, but also increases the risk of being unable to send emergency distress signals in critical situations. Although modern technology has greatly enhanced safety and efficiency in king crab fishing operations, it cannot completely eliminate the risks posed by nature. Fishermen must still rely on experience, survival skills, and adaptability to overcome the harsh and unpredictable challenges that the Arctic Ocean presents. Conclusion: a hunt not for the faint of heart. Fishing for king crabs in total darkness is not just a job. It is a grueling test of survival, where fishermen must face the extreme dangers of the ocean. Every journey out to sea is a battle, not only against nature's fury, but also against their own physical and mental limits. Bone-chilling cold, endless darkness, raging storms, and towering waves. Each of these elements can turn a minor mistake into an irreversible tragedy. While physical endurance is a fundamental requirement, it is unbreakable willpower that serves as the ultimate weapon for survival. These small fishing vessels, drifting on the vast, merciless ocean, test the resilience of their crews every single day. There is no room for weakness, no time for hesitation. Each crew member must remain fully focused, work in perfect coordination, and trust one another to survive the most perilous moments. The mighty king crabs are more than just valuable seafood. They are trophies of bravery. Every crab pulled from the depths represents sweat, strength, and sometimes even blood, shed by those who dare to confront the unforgiving sea. Behind every successful haul, there is a story of perseverance, of defying the odds, and of standing firm against the relentless forces of nature. This is not a profession for the faint-hearted. Only those bold enough to sacrifice safety and comfort to conquer the Arctic waters can truly call this treacherous ocean their home, and return with a reward worthy of the effort and risk they have endured.